Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Okay, so this is a video I've been wanting to do for a long time, not just because it's an important topic and it's something that comes up a lot nowadays. I'm curious myself, and this is the debate between Dirac and Audyssey. So as you know, all the new Marantz and Denon units come with the option to buy the Dirac license but still use the Audyssey. So if you're happy with the onboard Audyssey, use it. It's included. If you want the Dirac and you want to go up, spend the extra bucks, buy the license and do a professional calibration. That being said, I've used Dirac in the past on NAD units and I was never very happy with the Dirac. It does its job, but it had its limitations where I preferred Audyssey. So it can also just be because I am more familiar with Audyssey. I know Audyssey like the back of my hand. I can tune that thing to perfection. And that has always been what I've offered my clients. It is included in my service when we do a cinema or a setup. Where with Dirac, now I need to convince the clients to shell out an additional 6,000 Rand just to buy the license. So what is $350 concludes to about 6,000 Rand if you want the full package, which I recommend you go for. If you're going to be spending the money, go for the full package, get the advanced base calibration, all of that, because on the new units, like in this room, we are running 4 subwoofers. So you've been spending the money, you obviously want it to be maxed out perfection. So what are you going to need apart from what you would need that is included with your Denon and Marantz with the Audyssey mic in the box? You're going to have to up your game a bit. Firstly, you will need a laptop. You will need a UMIC 1 or a UMIC 2 microphone from Mini DSP. This does not come with the license. It's an additional, depending on where you buy it, $80 to $100 for one of these. I think the UMIC 2 is a bit more, coming in, I checked about just under $200, but the UMIC 1 will suffice more than enough for what you need. What comes in the box? You get the microphone, you get the wind foam little pad that goes in front of that. You get its own little stand. If you are doing stereo, you will calibrate to the front. If you are doing surround sound, you will calibrate up to the ceiling, doing 90 degrees. You will input your serial code on the UMIC 1 website and it will download the files for the microphone. What makes that difference to the Audyssey microphones? Those things are very universal microphones. So small, shall I say, differences and stuff that they don't really I won't say don't care for, but it's a mass-produced item. So there's small little imperfections in that. When every single microphone is calibrated to the microphone, to the file that you are downloading. So this is calibrated to perfection. So good place to start. I'm going into this very skeptical. I'm hoping there's a difference, but also not expecting it to be huge. So let's see if I can be amazed by what this can do, because you are spending quite a bit of money to get this running. Apart from the laptop that you might already have, the extra $350, you're spending almost extra $500. Putting that into South African rands, 7 to 8, let's say about 8,000 Rand on top of the unit you already bought that you need to spend to do this. Can you DIY this? Well, this is why we're doing this now. I guess you can. If you do have, you must at least know how to run Audyssey. If you can't run Audyssey, don't attempt Dirac. It's going to be, I've done this before, it's much more involved and complicated than you would get on your normal Audyssey. That being said, it's not super complicated, but for the normal layman that just plugs in the unit and listens, it's difficult. You need to know how to play around with a bit of equipment and calibration. This is a service that I'm going to offer to my clients. If you want it, I can come recalibrate your systems. We need to buy the license. I have the microphone. So you're really paying for my services. I come with the microphone and the laptop. You just need to buy the license and need to pay for a calibration. So get in contact with me if you guys want the units calibrated with either Audyssey or Dirac on a professional level. But let's go through what this is all going to entail. I'm going to now change the camera to show you the screen. What have I already done while we are busy with this? I have already gone, I had the Dirac software. Look how dusty the screen is. Let me quickly wipe this off before we continue. I've already downloaded the software onto my laptop. I've calibrated the microphone, so everything is ready to go. Licenses are ready to rock and roll. All picked up very quickly. So as long as your unit and your laptop is on the same network, they will pick up. So once I went into Dirac, it showed me all my units, which I will show you now. Just want to wipe the screen quickly and then we'll put the screen on. I'll put the camera behind me so you can see what I'm doing on the laptop. Well, you basically need to see what I'm doing on the laptop. It's not like it's going to show it on the screen as well. So I'll just change my point of view, then we'll get into the calibration. You guys can get a good vantage. I don't need to move my stuff. I will move this when I do the physical calibration to get the cleanest path towards the microphone. As you can see, I've just placed the Umic 1 on my tripod stand. I had to make a bit of an improvise a bit here because the clip didn't fit it exactly, but that is good enough, and we get it nice and centered on the seats. Few different positions you need to do, actually a lot, but everything will be explained as we go into Dirac. So let's open the Dirac. Already there you can see, can you guys see what's going on there? Okay, let me bring this a bit closer. Okay, so you can see already I am on the Cinema 40. Well, let's do this from the start so I can show you guys what you will be greeted with. I'm going to completely close this out. Close this out. Okay, so let's run Dirac. Dirac Live. Update to the latest one. If you do not have the latest one on, I had to update mine. Also recommend getting a nice big tripod if you don't have one. The small one will suffice if you can get it to the right height, but otherwise just get a nice one. So these are the units I'm running in my demo room. I have the 3800, which is the smallest unit you can get that has Dirac capabilities. The Moran Cinema 50, which is very close to the 3800, just in Moran's. And we have the Cinema 40, which we will be doing in this room now. So just select it. It will run first things. Next, it should detect the microphones. So it says Cinema 40. I have my onboard mic and we have the Umic 1. No microphone calibration, but it is calibrated. Don't know why it's saying no microphone calibration. It is a calibrated mic. I'll look into that just now. Then we're going to go to proceed to volume calibrations. Then here you will go, we got your master output, your mic gain, and you will go through these one by one and do some sweeps. I've been playing through that channel, which is quite weird. Let's stop that one, this one. Oh, it's just very soft. Okay, so then what we can do, let's up the master output. It's always difficult to do with no mouse. trying to see what a good volume is. Okay, so to start, I'm just going to do it there at minus 15 dB, see where we get. This is what I'm saying again, it is very different to your Audyssey, where it can become a bit complicated. So we will run through this. Let me actually show you guys while we're doing it. So let's check all of these levels. So you run through your speakers one by one, and you are checking that you can level match all your speakers. So far, so good. I must say that the calibration I do have on this system with Audyssey is absolute perfection. So I'm going to keep that file loaded so I can compare both of them. Look how close all of these are. 34.5, 34, 44. They are all so close. It's the first one that's down a bit, but it's a height, so it's up high. Let's see the other ones. Interesting. Can actually bump those a bit. Yeah, I think I'm going to bump those a bit. Those are actually a bit low compared to all the other speakers. So let's bump them slightly so we can just get in line. Subwoofers, we'll just wait for them to kick in. There we go. Sub 1, sub 2, just wait for that one to wake up. Look at the difference it makes with a sub that is close to a cavity. Where you go to my walkway. Shows you the difference, eh? These are the rear subs. You know what? I think I'm going to up this master volume a bit. Let's just wake up all the subs quickly. Amazing how much more that one is outputting than this one. Shows you how much your room design plays, eh? Room design. So this is where calibration comes in. So wait, before we proceed, I'm going to up this to what they have there at 6.5, which I'm guessing is sort of their reference. Where reference for me is normally at 0. Oh, that's locked. Why is it locked? Let's just test again on this volume. Okay, I'm going to go from the start. It's so difficult. I'm so not used to work with a mouse, without a mouse. All the way to the start. Let's run them all again and see what we get. Okay, much better. We can see that subwoofer 1 and 4 are very much in line, and then 2 and 3 are very much in line, which is quite weird because there goes my microphone. I will make a plan with this now to keep that more secure for the calibration. Okay, so I'll sort that out now. Let's get into the calibration. Let's run through and see what it does. Okay, I just quickly figured this out. Just gonna try and sit so I can use both hands. To volume calibrate these, you need to go to the top and you can drag them down. So let's get all of these in a line or to the same decibels. I'm happy with all the way to the surrounds. Where were my heights? Surround, front, center, back. Oh yeah, these are the front. So let's up these so we can get them in line. So let's run them again. Okay, so firstly, we can't run them up. So we are going to have to run the other ones down. So on this was the top front, top right. So let's run the surrounds. Okay guys, so as you can see, we have now level matched all of these speakers to the same decibel, more or less 59, 59, 59, 59. So here we can up these, we can tune, 39, 40, it's so close. I'm not going to bug with those. Subwoofers we need to bring down. Okay, so all level matched. So let's proceed to the selection. Okay, so you can now go tightly focused image, wide imaging. So stereo and stuff, tightly focused. Wide imaging, if you're going to have a cinema with more than one person, which most of us are going to have, and we have up to 17 measurement positions. I'm only going to show you one. All the other ones are the same. We just move the mic around to where they illustrate here. So proceed to measurement. Let's go the first one, smack bang, main position, where it is. Microphone is correct. Let's do a measure selected position. So complete position one. You can see all the sweeps. I'm now going to do all the rest of the positions. So as you guys can see, this is a long, tedious process. And I will let you know if it's changed or not. But the one thing with Dirac, make sure it doesn't go off or something happens, because if it goes off, you need to restart from the beginning. I think they have changed that from the original ones to where it can sort of carry on where it left off. But let's see. I've never had good experience with Dirac, but I must say so far this has been bug free, very easy. So let's continue and see what we get. I'll show you guys when I've done all the measurements. Okay guys, we are done. That only took roughly about half of my life. It's an hour and a half easy, but I did do every single location, 17 positions to do this. I am now going to get something to eat and to drink because I'm dying of thirst. Then I will come back, we will go over the data, see what we can see, and then load it onto the unit and then hear what we can hear. And this is not sponsored by Prime, by the way, but Prime, if you want to sponsor me, get in contact. Okay, so we are now initializing. It's taking all the information from all the measuring positions. I'm going to throw us a graph, show us what's what. I'm very interested to see how this comes out. I must say one thing, guys. From the initial Dirac that I used was about maybe 4 years ago on the NADs. Since Dirac has become more mainstream now, you can see all of their money has gone into R&D. This is miles better. The app crashed constantly when I used to use it on NAD. I had no issues now at all. I just keep on touching the screen so it doesn't blank out and sort of freeze on me. But even that has been changed where it doesn't go off as quickly. Constantly you'll see as you go to the next measurement, it says progress saved. So I'm guessing if you should get some sort of freeze or completely kicks you out and you need to go back in, that way if you used to redo all of those or have to, now it goes on, it's saved. So that's very cool. This initializing is taking long. So one thing, guys, when you do this, I would recommend sometime when the family is not home, my family has gone to bed now, it needs to be quiet. You need to almost like sort of hear the quietness. Then do a proper calibration and make sure you have just for all of this, and I would say 2 hours at least, and then we can go and tweak, but I'm hoping that this is like, don't need to tweak, it's all perfect. I want to see how perfect this is straight off the bat without going to raise certain things. That's another thing I did not like about Dirac of past, and I'm hoping it's changed now on the newer ones. Is on the old ones, if you did this calibration, you load it onto the unit, onto one of the slots. Now I would listen. I was like, I would like just like an extra 1 dB from the heights or 1 dB from the sub. You couldn't do that. You had to go back in here, raise the levels like I showed you in the beginning, save the file, reload it on there. What a pain. So now, that's why I like Audyssey. I could do a calibration, I would normally sit with my eyes closed, go through all of the speakers one by one, and I would sort of adjust the level slightly more there. I used to bring the heights up by about 3 dB and the subwoofers out as well, depending on the subwoofer that is in the system. And I could do that with Audyssey, and it does not change the Audyssey settings. But on NAD, it was NAD, but on Dirac, on the NAD, you can't change that. You need to completely redo or just go in there, change the values and send the file. And also you can't listen to it while you're doing it, which for me was like a deal breaker. I think that is where I completely said stuff Dirac, but I'm hoping this is going to change my mind. This far, very impressed. This is starting to worry me about how long this is taking. Is it a freeze like I'm used to in the old days, or is it just thinking a lot? I'm gonna cut the video and then get back to it when it's done. Hey, it didn't freeze. It just took a long time. So obviously it was thinking, it was processing a lot of data. So let's take it as a lot of thinking, job well done. So I'm going to leave, you can basically see what it's doing. It's giving you like a baseline where your waves are and how it sort of flattens it out. And you can go and drag now. You can do different gains here. You can modify a bit. This one is tilting slightly down because to compensate for the dip that's in here. Sometimes that dip can also be a character of the speaker. So it's trying to not take away that sound completely, but just fill in the gaps. So I'm not going to tweak here. I'm going to leave as is. That's for front left.
Interesting question.
I didn't ask any questions. Okay, that's for front left, front right. The yellow line is a bit hard to see. So let's go center. You can see that these are LCRs, front right, front left, so much the same. Center, very much the same as well, just placement in the room and also behind the acoustic screen. What are the surrounds doing? Okay, the surround. Okay, surround back. Okay, so I can see what Dirac is doing. Yeah, it's changing a little bit down there. What is this? What was this one? Surround back. Yeah, so oh wait, did I drag this now by accident? No, I did not. So that is what it's doing on the surround packs. Okay. So it's calibrating a bit there. It's nice to see how it follows the curve. It just flattens it out. Okay. So let's go to impulse response. Here you can see sorry. Here you can see the impulse responses. Yeah, it's much more detailed than what I remember. Okay, so I am happy with this. I am going to proceed filter export. We are going to save this on, let's do number 2. What are we going to call this? I'm going to call this Cinema 40. Now let's just call it Cinema 40 because it's all in Dirac. So Cinema 40, I'm going to name them by the unit. Export filter, preparing export. So now it should talk to the Marantz. Okay, and we are exporting. Let's see how long this takes. 25%. Must say everything with Dirac, you know, it takes long, but let's just hope it's worth it. If I'm going to do all of this now and listen to it and it's not going to be worth it, I'm just going to go to bed. That's a day for me, but I'm hoping to be surprised. So there we go. File transferred slot 2. I'm going to do some testing. See you guys shortly. Okay guys, I ended up making a huge, crucial mistake last night. Let me show you what I did, and some of you guys might have spotted it from the get-go. So I'm going to have to redo all of this again. 2.5 hours worth of work. I plugged it in. It sounded okay, but it wasn't better than my Audyssey calibration. There was a bit more spatial detail, but I didn't feel the weight in the sound. So I realized my mistake. Remember when I went here to the UMIC one, no microphone calibration? You need to add in that calibration file. So I did it all with our calibration file. So it's like using a random Audyssey mic. It's not calibrated. So let's load this file. Where was it saved? Downloads. There we go. And we are loading the 90-degree file. Open that up. There we go. There's the calibration file. So I'm going to redo all of this again and we will revisit. See you shortly. Okay, all done. Took about, allow yourselves about 2 hours to do it properly. So for the techie guys that are really interested in graphs, feel free to go through this with me. Let's proceed to the filter design. Sure, that processing takes a long time, but here we go. Let's have a look at what happened. And we have these. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a few different filters to save. I'm going to do one as flat. Okay, so front, left, and right is in a group. And then I'll do one with a house curve of, let's say, 10 dB and a house curve of about 5 dB. If you guys don't know what it is you up it. So it goes up and then it slants down slowly. Gives you a bit more impactful sound in the bass. But then if I load the 3 house curves, see here's a bit of a house curve already put in by Dirac with a 3 dB bump on the surrounds. Maybe because these subs are directional. Interesting that it does it on the surrounds. But yeah, so then you can switch between them on the fly as you go, as you are testing your stuff. So here we have spectrum, corrected. Okay, there's the corrected and non-corrected. Okay. And group colors, spread. Okay, cool. So impulse response. There we go. So I am going to export this filter unchanged, and then I'm going to be adding some house curves. So this one, I'm going to save it over this because this was, we all know this was a failure. So I'm going to do Cinema 40 flat and replace existing filter. Preparing to export. Okay guys, so if you guys want to download some house curves on Youthman, you guys know Youthman on YouTube, you can go to youthmanreviews.com. He's got some Harman target curves you can download, plus 4 dB, 6 dB, 8 dB and 10 dB. Download them and then you can load them onto your calibration and see how they work for you. Okay guys, so once you have downloaded and extracted the target curves, you go up here, you say load target curve. You can do it to specific groups, but we're going to be doing it to all groups. Go to your downloads, wherever you stored that. Here I've got mine Harman target curves. I'm going to load the 10 dB. See what it does. So it ups it and it brings it down slowly. Let's see what it does over. Go in the center. The surrounds. Okay, I'm interested to see what it does to subwoofers. Okay. Okay, so it peaks everything. So I'm just going to try this for now. I'm going to export this and put it onto, let's say, slot 1. And we're going to be running this Cinema 40 10 dB. Okay, and then we export the filter. Okay guys, my conclusion, I have ran a few demos now back to back. I wish you could switch between the files, because you can actually, with Dirac, you can switch like live 1, 2, 3 and listen to that same scene while it's happening. Definitely I like the 10 dB house curve. It's just more aggressive, and I like my sound to be aggressive but not overbearing, but it must, you know, must have impact. So I like the 10 dB. So I wish you could switch back to Audyssey as easy as that. So for Audyssey, if you want to go Audyssey, you actually physically need to go onto your app and reload the Audyssey file. You can't just switch over. It wants the calibrated file again. So what I'm going to do now, while I've got Audyssey on, I will play a demo of Audyssey, and my Audyssey file was calibrated to perfection, as good as you can get with Audyssey. And I can honestly say, Dirac, there was an improvement. Even having it flat, the bass was not there for me. The bass was sucked out, but the detail was there. I had a wider scale of presence and detail, if that makes sense. Add in the 10 dB house curve, yes, that bass came back and with a vengeance. Better than Audyssey. Again, watching the Jurassic Park scene where she's tied and the dinosaur comes around, that entry scene where it like comes over your head, I could feel the atmos when the leaves blow. I could feel it tickling my head. It was really, really good. In comes the dinosaur, and that bass was thumping with authority, shaking these seats. Very good. As for directional bass, the Dirac and the Audyssey, I feel they do about the same job. It's very good. It actually comes down to any calibration is better than no calibration. As long as you know what you are doing, you need to know what to look for. Not that I am an expert in Dirac. Audyssey I can do to perfection. Dirac I'm only starting to scratch the water now, but already just that, it was an improvement. I'm going to keep doing the Dirac. Is the Dirac worth the money? That's where it comes in. I think eventually Denon and Marantz will drop Audyssey and take on Dirac as their sole partner. I think they're just testing the waters now. But as of now, I would compare it to a highly tuned car. You could buy, for example, my 370Z. It's supercharged. So there's a tune on there, but it's a piggyback system. So a basic tune as Audyssey would be. And it goes, it performs, it's good. Only until you see what proper software tuning can do. So spend another 15k, tune up the car, and have it more drivable, have it better, have it faster. Everything is just that little bit better. Not huge improvements, but a little bit better. And when you get to this level, a little bit is a lot, because we are going towards the upper tier of audio. Small increasements are going to cost you. Same as with cars, going faster, it gets difficult. So is that price worth the increase? That is up to you. For the normal guy that just plugs in the basic units and speakers and lounge setup type of thing, not too phased, wants good audio but not too phased, you'll be fine with the normal Audyssey. But for the guy that spends megabucks in his cinema, to get that perfection in sound, the extra bit of money will be spent in a heartbeat, and then it's worth it. Doing this DIY, just getting the files, 6,000 South African Rand, $350. Buy the top package. You want the bass control and all of that. Calibrated, I would say this is about a 10k job, because you need to buy the files, your microphone and everything that you need. Oh, don't forget the microphone that you need to purchase as well. And then sitting there for half a day to not a full day to calibrate absolutely properly. Because I've calibrated now, but I'm still going to watch a few movies now and maybe fine tune some things. So I hope it makes sense, guys. Is it worth the money? Yes, if you're that serious about your audio. Otherwise, the Audyssey is just as good. Always use the app for Audyssey or the laptop. The normal onboard thing, not that good. App or laptop, then you start getting curves and you can drag them as we did now. But with Dirac, it's just on a whole new level. You can just do so much more. And I'm still going to play around with a lot of Dirac. I always like to build my knowledge, keep on learning. But for now, let's quickly do the Kinetsu demo that I always use on the DTS disc. Audyssey, then we'll switch over to Dirac. See if you can hear a difference. Headphones, it's very difficult with a microphone to the human ear actually being here in yourself and feeling the bass. But you might be able to see, I'm going to put the camera on the couch, you might be able to see the impact of the bass on the shake that the seat gives when the subs, when the force comes through the seats. And then see if you can hear the pinpoints, highs, if you can. So let's jump into that. Here we go, demo with Audyssey. Guys, so I paused there now quickly. I want to see how easy it is to go from Audyssey to Dirac now. Can I just go and push Dirac and eject Audyssey, or do I need to reload the calibration files? I'm hoping it's the easy way. Let's see. No, shit. You see it does this. Select one of the 3 available Dirac filters. You must perform a Dirac calibration. So I'm going to have to upload this file first. Let's put this off. Let's see if it gives us. Damn, they make it difficult. Okay, so I'm going to quickly upload the Dirac file again, and then we can continue this demo. Guys, that was already way better than on the Audyssey. And I've not even done the house curve. So let's do a video with the house curve. I think that's going to be insane. Okay, guys, now we can change. This is easy to change. Dirac Live here, and you can just switch as easily as this on the fly. And actually, even while you're listening. So I'm going to switch over while listening so you guys can see how easy that is. And now we are going to go for the 10 dB house curve. Sorry, I want to restart that from the start. Okay, 10 dB house curve. Hey Google, lights on. Okay guys, really impressive stuff. Dirac is worth it. If you guys have the extra bucks and you want a bit of more performance or max performance from your system, do the Dirac, try DIY. If you don't have access to this stuff or it looks too daunting, phone a professional. Many installers now have started moving over to Dirac. It looks like it's going to be the way of the future, and mark my words, they're going to be changing it to standard on the next units. Definitely, I can see that coming. Guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you found it informative. If you did, please like, share. Till the next one. Cheers. Bye.